You're on.
Am I on, yeah? Okay, video 2.
Yes.
So we thought we'd also do a quick video on the use of the stencils to spell out some of the answers. So these are the stencils that we'd start off with. So we've got the set of 3.
So you see there that the alphabet's split between 3 stencils. This is just to make it easier motor-wise and also visually to find the letters at the start. So that's why they're split up. Okay, when should you introduce the 3 stencils? Well, first of all, you'll be working with the rich choices. And let's say you get to a point where, you know, you've done a few sessions, your child's confidently pointing at the right answers, they've got that good motion going, then it's time to start spelling things out and upping the challenge more. Do you have anything to add about that when to introduce them?
I think that it's important that the child doesn't get bored with just the choices
it can
stage.
Become very tedious,
you know, you're just doing choice, and it becomes too predictable. So, you know, I've seen Soma introduce them quite quickly.
Yeah.
You know, and in some cases it's just for variation. It's well, let's see how well you can point here on the choices. Now let's see how well your hands work here.
And actually, to be fair, sometimes it can work well, even if a student isn't actually being that successful on the choices. Sometimes it's best to just get them spelling. Sometimes they do better on the stencil. So it's often just have a go. Have a go. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's say, you know, we're going to sit with the Fire of London, and we're going to spell the word fire. So F-I-R-E, we've done the choice. Now, see, we're going to spell the word fire. So I'm going to pick up the stencil with the F on. And first of all, I would lay them out in a way that you can see them all at the start, because you don't want to get stressed about them, because otherwise what happens is this. And people get in like a real stress about it. Take your time, just lay them out at the start of the session, and then you'll be able to see where everything is. Okay, the first letter. And then you pass the pencil to the child in your left hand, and you can place it in like this, and then have the stencil there as you pass the pencil.
Now look how Alex is still holding my hand. So at the moment she isn't letting me just start going all over the place.
The danger is, otherwise what happens is you pass the pencil and it's like, oh, wait, which one is it? And it's like, oh, and then the prompt's gone. So you want to make sure that by the time the pencil's in your child's hand, that the stencil's ready and it's in position. And you're going to position the stencils in a very similar way to how you position the choices. It's got to be equidistant for this hand. It's got to be midline. So if Sue just points forward now, she'll kind of land in the middle of the board. So and if you have it up there, I mean, getting the A is going to be really difficult.
It's really hard for me to reach up here. Probably when you start, you're more likely to be holding the stencils lower, because that's, you know, I mean, and for some kids it might even be below table level, because their hand
people have that natural
drops.
motion actually, and then you'll find that if some children were good at throwing things or hitting people, you know, they're good at going up. Okay, so then passing the pencil, positioning, then I'm letting go once the position's good. That's it. Get it? That's it. Keep it going. Push, push, push. So give really good verbal prompts at the start, especially when you're just starting out, because you want to build confidence. Even if your child can spell and does recognise letters, you're just helping them get to the right letter. It might be that they know the letter, but their arms are kind of used to kind of doing all of these instinctive motions. So moving their arms in a really purposeful way can be really tricky. So give as much help as possible, because you're just working on building that muscle memory. So you get a good tactile feedback from pushing through. It's that stab.
You see, we know we've got it. That's one of the reasons for using the stencils, that they're good tactile feedback.
And for children as well that maybe haven't been exposed to the alphabet, you might need to signpost it a bit more. So, oh, this is the F. That's the first letter of fire. Go on this way. So that's how you'll teach spelling as you go along, and then you'll give the phonetic kind of as well. So this is the F. That's it. This one's the F. That's it. Very good. First for fire. So I'm going to write the F down. Next we have I, so I sound. All the way over here, I. This is it. So put it over. That's it. Keep it going. Keep it going. Push. Very good. F-I for fire. So then we have the sound. This is the all the way over here. So really point it out at the start.
Yeah.
And as you go on, you're going to kind of reduce those prompts. And then on the end of fire, you can't hear it, but we have the E. Sometimes I just add the E on, so you just have to learn that one. ease all the way in that corner there. That's it. Push, push, push. That's it. Reach out. Very good. Now let's say if Sue kind of went one off, or if the hand just went all the way over to D. That's not a problem. That's not a problem. Oh, that's the dust sound. That would be like third. We need the E over here. So all the way this way. That's it. Push, push, push. But just make it a bit clearer. Maybe point at the letter. Give more of an air prompt. Give more verbal prompts.
Yeah, I remember seeing. I remember right the way back to one of Christopher's first sessions where Soma was asking him to spell out blue, and you know, and she specifically sort of showed Chris, you know, right, A, B, that's the B for blue, and then asked him to touch it. So you can be really, really directive.
Definitely.
In RPM, you're not testing spelling,
No.
and it depends totally on the previous knowledge and the
exposure.
exposure of the child. Sometimes you will have to teach spelling, and sometimes you won't have to teach it because the child will know. Sometimes you may have to teach the phonetics, and sometimes you won't. You know, it really depends on the individual child. But definitely in the initial stages, we want them to feel success. We don't want to just stiffly hold up the board and say, right now, spell
fire.
Fire. Yeah, you know.
What's the first letter? What is it?
You know,
that's not the first letter of fire. You know.
Okay.
You'll get much further if you just go in with a real, like, we're just going to learn it together. I'm just going to go in with teaching. Here's the F. Let's just get it together. Let's just learn the position. You'll get much further with that attitude, and your student will come on much faster than if you kind of go in the attitude of, where is it? You'll get nowhere, and the student will just feel so down about it, and they won't look forward to it. You want them to really enjoy RPM.
Yeah, so you heard Alex giving lots of verbal prompts over, you know, you can give air prompts with your hands.
Give a verbal prompt though, any time. Like, so say if Sue, she's doing like this, and then she stops, that means her body needs a prompt to help initiate the movement again. So that's when I'm getting in, go on, that's it, keep it going. And then let's say she's hovering, that's it, push it, push it. Sometimes the prompt might be, lift your elbow, push your elbow forward. So it kind of experiment with your verbal prompts too. For different people, I use different ones. Like, some people find it really works. Some people lift your elbow really works. Some people go on, push it, push it. It depends. But especially at the start, don't worry about giving too much, because you're just teaching that muscle memory, positioning, and you're building the confidence. So nothing's too much at the start. And then there's the air prompt. So once you pass the pencil in this hand, this hand is free then to kind of do some air prompts. Like, over this way to the A, that's it, get the A. I'm just doing random letters now.
Yeah.
A. And D's over here, that's it, this way, pull it over. Very good, that's it. I think that's good.
I think
We've
that's
covered
it,
spelling,
yeah.
verbal.
Yeah. I suppose the only thing, I don't know whether to say it on this one or
Go
not,
on.
if your child is really having difficulty getting to that, you can give them another little prompt, which would be to stick a little bit of tape above the letter. If it helps.
Try and stick with a pencil at the start. I mean, sometimes you are in situations where someone will just absolutely refuse, and it's easier to just poke the finger through. But the best stage normally is to put the pencil in the hand. Say if someone just starts nibbling it or throwing the pencil, or they just really seem confused, or the body seems confused, just motor model it. So let's say we're spelling fire. Here, this is how we touch the F.
That's it.
Now you do it. Go on, push it forward.
That's what I want. That's what I wanted to
I
show.
thought you were getting
Okay. The motor modelling, the actual hand over hand, showing them how to get the letter.
That's it.
But after you've done that, always make the child do it themselves.
So you want them first to experience the motion, so the body kind of gains that kind of faint pathway. And then you always get them to do it by themselves, because you don't want them to become reliant on the touch. So even, let's say if, like, I've shown Sue how to do the F, so this is how you touch F. Now you get it, come on, here. Even if, say, she doesn't get the F, but she's still made that attempt at, like, independent, purposeful motion, so just celebrate that. Yeah. And you might make it a little bit easier as well. If someone really struggles, you might kind of bring the board a little bit closer at the start, just to build some confidence. Go on, push it forward, just forward, that's it. Rather than kind of I'm keeping the board still, and, you know, build that confidence, especially at the start. I think that's good.
Yeah, I think that's good as well.
Bye, guys.